everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here to do... My voice just cracked. I'm back here to do something a little bit different today because I'm going to go ahead and do the Toddler to Adult Create a Sim Challenge. So I've seen this go around for a little while, but I've never kind of done it myself because, I mean, this channel is normally for Sims 4 speed build videos. But actually, my friend X tagged me along with Deli and the Sim Supply to go ahead and do this challenge next. So I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and give it a go since it's something a little bit different. So basically, the aim of this challenge is to take a toddler in-game like what I have now on screen and go ahead and basically just change their facial features and things like that, so when they age up to a young adult they will look normal, because sometimes when people make toddlers they'll make their eyes really big, so when you age it up to a young adult they'll be even bigger. So you've got to kind of like think about the different facial things you're doing to make it look good as a young adult, if that makes sense. Anyway, so the lighting in this video is disgusting. I mean, like it normally is. I don't do face cams that often, so I'm not really that good of that, and the, you know, oh, just hit a mess. The lighting is a little bit uneven, as you can probably see. I try to get it the best I can, but you know what? Who cares? So, and also my face is very pale as well, and probably very spotty because I was at a wedding yesterday and I probably had a little bit too much to drink, so now I'm starting to break out again. Anyway, so I've got a toddler here, and I kind of just randomized this 3 times, just as a random, you know, number of times to randomize it, I guess. I'm basically just going to go in and change up the different facial features. So I'm going to go ahead and take the hair off just so I can, well, maybe choose like a hair like this so I can easily see the face. Oh my god. So let's go ahead, and also forgot to mention that I'm going to do no CC this time because I don't really have any CC in the game anyway, so I thought, you know what, let's just do a no CC version. I do have like a custom background and stuff like that in, but I suppose that doesn't really count. Anyway, so let's see what we can do. Now, the head shape is kind of fine, to be honest. Like, I mean, we've got like a good, you know what I'm going to do, because this seemed like pretty good already. I'm going to randomize it again, so it's a little bit more of a challenge, I suppose. I mean, there's still nothing wrong. I mean, they all look like fine, so there's not going to be much of a challenge here, actually. Okay, so I've randomized it a few times. They all kind of look really adorable anyway, so it's kind of hard to find one to kind of start with. So I'm just going to go with this one. So let's do what we did before and take the hair off, or pull it back, I guess, so it's easier to see. The thing that people I've noticed do is that they make the eyes too big, like I mentioned at the start. So I know I'm going to make those kind of a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit kind of like, okay, maybe that's a little bit too small. Just like make everything just a little bit of a smaller scale. That looks scary. I need to make the actual like eyelids a little bit smaller. I'm like not really a Create a Sim player. I normally just, well, I mean, I never use Create a Sim because I don't really play the game, I just build, so I don't really need to have good Create a Sim skills. I used to do Create a Sim like a lot on my channel, which you probably saw, and if you ever want to go back and see my Create a Sim videos, I don't know why you would, but if you do, I do have a playlist up, so go ahead and check that out if you want to. I haven't done a Create a Sim in a while because whenever I do one, it just flops. Like, everybody requests to see it, as soon as I upload one, I'm like, nope, and it just doesn't do well. So I feel like, you know what, let's just put that time into doing a build or something instead. Anyway, so I'm just going to make the eyes a little bit smaller here. I'm going to actually look at some presets. Now, I know Jen has so many presets because she trying too fast. She has a load of like a mod for that sort of thing, like, you know, a ridiculous amount of presets mods. So I don't have that, so I'm just going to kind of go through and see if there's anything that kind of looks small, if that makes sense, and try to kind of, you know, base it from that. Okay, I've got the eyes kind of like okay now, but the head, like, I mean, that's one big forehead right there, so I want to try and kind of make it a little bit smaller. I don't actually know how to, like, the head shape isn't changing. Like, I'm trying to make it smaller, but it won't like go, so I think she's just gonna have an abnormally large forehead here. I don't know if we need to go into detail edit mode. Again, it's kind of just making the eyebrows go really far up, so I literally have no idea what is happening here. Maybe it's because of the hair. If I try and put hair on, does that change it? Yeah, it does. Now everything as a toddler here, everything looks so small, and then just got like a giant head. So I don't really know how to go about that. Oh my god, why is this going so wrong for me today? Of course it would. Doing a Create a Sim video just not work for me ever, and this kind of just proves it even more. So I'm going to play around with this off screen for just a second to try and kind of get the head shape a little bit smaller. I don't know if it's going to work, but I mean, I just don't want to bore you too much, so I think I'll just do that off screen. Okay, so I've been playing around with this off screen for a little while, and I can just not get it to work. Just going to have to end up having a giant forehead. It's either this or like having this, which I mean, no. So this is like the smallest one I can actually, no, it's kind of like changing the whole head shape, like the entire head, not just like this part. So I mean, I think we're just going to leave it like that. It's probably going to look a little bit better once we've actually got the hair on. So let's just like not spend the entire video trying to get this head shape to get smaller, because I don't really think that's going to happen. Anyway, so I didn't really look at the rules for this. So I'm kind of just going to make my own rules for this. I don't know if you have to kind of change up every part of the face. So I'm just going to imagine we do. I'm just going to try and do that. I don't know. Anyway, so eyebrows next. So let's just go for some random ones here. I mean, these ones are fine. We make them a little bit smaller because I imagine they'll get bigger as you age up. And then let's go, we've done the eyes, so now let's choose the nose. The nose is pretty good, or like how it is already. So we'll maybe just choose, just change it up a little bit, I suppose, and we make it a little bit smaller again. And then the mouth is already pretty small to begin with, so I think we're kind of all right for the mouth. I'm just going to say, yeah, that's okay. She looks a little bit like, I think I've just pooped myself. Like, I have no idea what that face is, but it's kind of like that sort of facial expression. That's like the first thing that came to mind. I don't know how on earth that came to mind, but that's what, did. So yeah, that's kind of the face that I'm getting from this. But she does look very kind of scared. So I'm just going to go through and see if there's anything else we could maybe do. So I think we're just going to jump onto the hairstyles next. So I kind of like this one maybe, because actually it still makes the hair, sorry, not the hair, the head shape still look a little bit too big. So I'm thinking maybe something with a fringe. We could maybe go for that. I mean, that kind of works. So let's go for that. Now the chin as well, let's go ahead and maybe make that a little bit smaller. Just going to go ahead and change, sorry, my microphone stands in the way, so I can literally not see anything that I'm doing. So this is kind of like the blind toddler to adult challenge for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this a little bit smaller if I can. I'm not really working, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose a preset instead. I don't know why nothing is going right for me today, but you know what, we'll just have to work with it. This one looks okay. Can we change the jaw as well? That looks pretty good like that. I think it was good how it actually was, to be honest. Okay, and then the ears next. There isn't much selection. Oh god, I don't want those. I don't really know which ones to go for. Let's see here. Maybe those, just make them a little bit smaller, because that's maybe a little bit too big. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Maybe bring them in if I can. Maybe like so, because they're probably going to be super large once we age her up as well. So I think that's okay for that. I think we've got pretty much all of the facial features done. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe choose some clothing now. I don't really think the clothing is going to like influence what they look like as a young adult, but we can go ahead and change it anyway. So let's just go ahead and maybe that one, I suppose, and we'll change up the colour to maybe this. Oh, we didn't do the eye colour, anything like that, so let's just go back. I'm sorry, I'm a mess today. I really have no idea what I'm doing. So yeah, so teeth, those are fine like that. I mean, yeah, because I don't really want to give her that, because maybe that won't change once she ages up. Skin details, is there anything we can do? Maybe some freckles, I mean, just as a little bit extra. Hats, anything we don't really need that. The eye colour is pretty good already, to be honest. I don't really think we need to change that up too much. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the eye colour how it is. That's actually a slightly darker one, but it still looks pretty good, so let's just go with that. So we've got the dress now, let's just choose some shoes. I'm not going to go through and do every single outfit, because we'll be here all day, and I don't think anyone who wants to see me do that. So let's just go ahead and maybe choose some red shoes to go with that. I'm not a fashionista here, and I don't do creative sims that often, so I'm literally just putting on random clothes that I think go well with each other. So let's maybe choose some red socks too. So I think we'll have our toddler done here. So now we're going to go ahead and age her up and see what she looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead in here and click young adult, and we're going to see, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to age her up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I mean, she looks okay, I suppose. She was kind of turned to the side, so I can't really see, but I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. So I mean, apart from the hair colour being a little bit odd, and the clothing, which I would imagine it would have done that anyway, I think we did an okay job here, considering that I'm not really a Creative Sim player, and I haven't really been in Creative Sim for like 5 months. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe do a little kind of speed renovation. That's the builder and me doing build terms in Creative Sim. A speed makeover, there we go. A renovation, oh my god. I'm going to go ahead and do that kind of off the face cam and speed it up, and then we'll come back at the end. Okay, and now we have our finished sim. I don't have a name for anything, but I will go ahead and do that all off screen and upload it to the gallery along with the Toddler version maybe, because I'm going to have to go kind of back because I should have maybe duplicated the sim. Okay, maybe I won't put it on the gallery. I'll have to decide about that later. But if you want to go ahead and check out my gallery anyway, my origin ID is RealThomasCV1. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was something a little bit different, so I don't even know if that's a good or a bad thing, to be honest, because, like I said, I'm not really a creator sim person in The Sims, but I really hope you enjoyed it anyway. Let me know if there's any more challenges or kind of face cam videos you want to see next, because that'd be really, really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!